Hey guys, it's RebeccaLynOberstadt. In today's video, I am actually sitting down to film with the e.L.F. products that I got that I unboxed a few days ago. I did a poll on my community tab on YouTube and asked if you guys wanted a live stream with me using them or a recorded video. And so far it has 5 votes, and I said I would look at it Monday and see. At 4 on Monday night it had 1 more, so 5 votes for a video. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to talk about my experience with e.L.F. for a minute, and then I'll get into the actual products. I have used some of these. I had to go somewhere yesterday because, today's actually Wednesday instead of Tuesday. I planned on filming yesterday, but I had to leave for a couple of hours. I had packages and stuff to mail. So I did a quick look with it yesterday. I didn't take any pictures or anything because I was literally in a rush. So I have been using e.L.F. products since the early 2000s. When I worked in the salon industry, their packaging was really handy because they all came in like little tubes, squeeze tubes that you could squeeze out onto a palette and then use on clients and twist the cap back on, and you didn't have to worry about cross-contamination. I still have one of my original e.L.F. brushes. This is one of the original e.L.F. foundation brushes that I bought in the 2000s. I bought this one probably 8-9 years ago. Whenever they rebranded to the black. I can't do anything about the air. It's 90 degrees here in Florida. I also have the ultimate blending brush, but it came apart here and I haven't had time to like glue it back together. So I do have another one of their like foundation brushes, but I really don't wear foundation, so I mainly use this for concealer and whatnot. Some of the other brushes that I had that were eye brushes and stuff, I like decluttered a long time ago. And I do have a video where I decluttered brushes and whatnot. I will try and link it in the cards up here and down below. I also looked for the brush roll that I got back in the early 2000s, but I think I ended up either putting it in a pile to sew it because the bottom where the brushes would slide down in ended up like ripping at the bottom, and I had like sewed it back up. I'd had it so long that I literally wore it out. So I don't know if I still have it and it's in a to sew somewhere pile, or if I finally just said screw it and threw it out after 20 years. So we're going to be doing everything face-wise. I will link everything that I talk about, everything that I show. And a while back, I had a subscriber send me these. These are the like things that you use to do a look. I usually cut them in half. I've been using these for a while. It's easier on your skin than tape. Let's see. Oh, and I'm going to talk about this really quick. This is the lip balm. This is the Black Cherry Sheer Slick, and I'll go ahead and put it on because I don't have anything on my lips. This was really nice. I rode the motorcycle yesterday and I didn't wear my helmet. I just, threw my mask on when I needed to go into the post office and the bank and stuff. It's a nice sheer wash of color. It didn't transfer onto my mask. It feels like you're wearing literally a colored lip balm. And I noticed that my lips, I was still wearing it when I got home like 2.5 hours later. It lasted through drinking and stuff. I mean, it did wear off some, but it kind of left like a little berry colored stain on my lips, which was really nice, and I appreciate that. Also, when I'm on the motorcycle, my hair beats the hell out of me. Like, I have all these like little wispy pieces that come out of my French braid when I'm riding, and I noticed that, even though they beat me in the face, none of them stuck to the lip product, which is amazing for me because I hate it when I have my hair stuck in a lipstick, a lip gloss, a lip balm, whatever. It drives me insane because you're like, I can feel it here, but you can't find it, so you start doing this trying to find it on your face. Good luck. So I have the Urban Decay eye primer on and the Wet n Wild retractable brow pencil. I don't have a e.L.F. brow pencil or eye primer. I did have an e.L.F. eye primer, but it was like super greasy feeling on my lids. And then I do have the brow gel, but I haven't used it yet. I saw a really pretty look the other day on Instagram where this girl had used like this really deep like purple color all over her lid, and then she used something like this in the center. So I want to try and like recreate that. If I can find the picture that I liked on Instagram, I will try and like stick it up on the screen so you can see what I'm talking about. But we're going to start with the Acai palette. This is the purple one. And I don't have anything on my my face other than the eye primer. So I'm going to go into this like third color right here, which I do believe is a shimmer. And we're going to put this here, and then I might use the last shade over like the edges of it. It's like a really pretty like purpley blue. And I'll try and remember to zoom this in editing. And because I have older eyelids, I do use my finger to like work the shadow into the actual lid, as well as build up a little bit of coverage and whatnot, because I have hooded eyes and I have a really defined crease on the center of my lid. I'm gonna go ahead and take that lash shadow here and buff right above it. And if you don't like dark all the way up, then this might not be for you, but you know, to each their own. There's still a little bit of the shimmer left in the brush, so take the product off the brush because I'll probably use it on the other eye. I did a look kind of with all of the palettes yesterday, so even the Rosewater one I used. I'm going to go ahead and take this liquid eyeshadow in Mermaid Shimmer. It is so pretty, and I'm going to start with this in the very center of my lid and go out from there. Now the other girl on Instagram, she did her entire lid with this really pretty like shimmery green shade. I still want the purple to show. That is really pretty. And the nice thing about this shimmer is with some of these like liquid shadows I find that have glitter in them, you can actually feel the glitter on your eyelid. And if you have sensitive eyes like me, you can really like feel it like scrape against the skin, and I don't like that. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take one of my liners. I got the rest of my color samples in today. This is in a green shade. So I'm gonna dip my little liner brush in and get some water in here. Just a real simple line. Clean my liner brush off. And this is a turquoise color. What I'm going to be doing on Instagram with these is I'm going to be asking people to vote on the next set of colors that I order. So just so you know, this is turquoise. It is a common color. And then let me throw some brow gel in really quick. This side is almost like slap empty. I've got like a little bit left in it. And then we'll worry about the under eye after I do more. Okay. All right, now we're gonna go into this one here. This is the Carnival Candy palette. And I'm gonna start off with the first shade, and then we're gonna go step by step with the other colors. And this first shade is like my skin but peachier. We're going to go on to the second shade. And this is a Farrah E25 E.L.F. I'll try and link this down below as well. And I'm building slowly so I get the effect I want. Good thing about these shadows is they blend really well and they also build up really nice. Okay, now we're gonna go into the third shade, which is more like a reddish brown color, and we're gonna work it out here on the outer edge and then up into where my actual eye crease is. Alright, here's where we're at right now. Now, I'm going to take the blush, put the palette back on the counter so I don't drop it. I'm taking the actual blush side here, and we're going to put this in the center of my lid, again using the same brush. I'm just color switching it to get the color off of it in between, colors. Now I'm going to take my little E.L.F concealer brush into the highlighter here. Make sure I load it really well. And we're going to put it up here. I don't want this too impactful right now because we're going to put that other shimmer shade on the lower lash line. So throw a little on my brow bone. And I'm going to throw in some brow gel, and then we'll do concealer. This is my favorite drugstore brow gel. I do have another favorite brow gel, but it's like $26, and I would much rather pay $2 for that. Okay, now we're going to do concealer. They sent me light ivory. I have 4 other shades, and none of them seem to work, so we're going to try, this is the hydrating one. I'm going to take my little miniature Juno sponge. It's a little peach. I wish it was more yellow. But on camera, it's not looking too bad. In person, it's definitely more peach. Now, if you notice, I keep working the product. There's a reason for that. This concealer can set down like super quick, and it also likes to settle into every fine line and wrinkle and crack and crevice under my eyes. And because I will be 40 in 2 weeks, it's easier to just continue to work it as it dries than to have it settle into lines and then have to pounce it back out. And sometimes I will pull down the skin under my eyes and check and see what the creasing is doing if I need to continue to pounce. And I do this until it feels like it dries. Because this is a microfiber type sponge, it like grabs the sponge a little bit, so I can always tell when it's not quite dry. And then I just run whatever's left on the center of my nose, because my nose is always shiny and I hate that. I have very, very dry skin, but for whatever reason, the tip of my nose is always like shiny. So now that this is down, I'm going to take a little bit of my powder mixture under my eyes. I think my dad is home. I just heard funny thumping noises. And I just turn the sponge over to the little butt side. And I do very little powder, like very little. And then once I get the powder down, I flip it back over to the pointy side and then pounce again. I find that the hydrating concealer seems to have a bad habit of making my under eyes look more dry than they are. The camo concealer doesn't seem to do that, the regular one that's like more matte. And this is a Stands Out Beauty sponge that I won from Samantha March. Okay, so we're gonna blush. Yep, that's one. And then I'm trying to keep this as drugstore as possible. This is the L'Oreal Lumi Bronze. I bought this because of Shelly from Geek Out of Water. I think this is like $7 or $8. Could be $6. Now for the It's very subtle. So what I'm going to do is load my brush, take my Wet n Wild Rose 3-in-1 spray, and I spray the side of my face, but I also hold the brush there so it picks up product. Help if I spray it the right direction. Picking up the palette instead of the mirror. Now, I like a nice blinding highlight. If that's too much for you, then don't spray your face. And then I press over everything with my little stands out sponge again to kind of smooth everything over. And this is way too dark for my skin. You can see the stripe on my face. But it's not like I'm going anywhere, so. It is a pretty highlighter. Okay, now that we have the majority of that done, let's go back to the eyes. So I'm gonna go into this first shade here and pick up that really pretty, like, it's like a cornflower blue, purple. Oh, I did bring a liner. Okay, I have a grayish lavender liner here. I'm going to use my waterline. Alright, so I have one. Now for this eye, because it's like kind of plain, I'm going to grab that really pretty like bold blue. And we're going to do a little at a time. I'm going to point the brush straight up. I'm going to go back into the highlighter here. And then let me grab a navy blue liner. Okay, the air finally kicked off. This is the finished 2 looks using all 3 of the little palettes that I just got. I didn't actually use the rose water one this time, but I will also link it down below. And I want to show you, you can throw this gloss on over the lip shine that I have on. It just makes it a little bit more shiny, and it does transfer onto the wand of this, which I don't really care for transferring product into other product. So I would normally use like a lip brush with that. But yeah, this is the finished full face of products. And as if you guys have been here for a while, you know I don't wear foundation. I think the shade actually worked out quite well, the light ivory, because all the other shades I have are either way too dark or way too light, and there's no happy medium. So I guess this is the happy medium. I will see how this wears, and I will probably do a check-in later. I'm gonna go film my birthday wish list after this, and yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think of everything, and I will leave everything linked down below. All of the e.l.f. products, the brush that I used, everything that I talked about from the and the mascara that I used, just in case I didn't tell you, it's the It Lash Blowout. This is not drugstore, but it's what I'm using right now until it's dead. And so I'm not opening a new mascara right now. I didn't end up using, ooh, I'm gonna lose them. I have 1 hydrating and 3 camo. I have the other camo concealers. And I do have swatches of these on, I did a video where I swatched these out and did like wet swatches versus dry swatches, so you can see what these look like with the varying shades at my skin color. I am a very fair with warm undertone, and so these were actually fair enough. These were way too fair for me. The fair warm and the fair beige were actually too light. So they do have shades for people that are even Casper color. I think that is everything. I talked about everything. Even the liner is one that I'm testing out. I will be putting up a poll on Instagram and letting people vote on what colors to pick next that I order for the water activated liners. This again is the turquoise shade that I used. So yeah, I will see you guys in another video very soon. And for those of you that voted on a recorded video instead of a live stream, this is for you. And I will see you guys later. Have a fantastic day or night wherever you are.